Thank you. Thank you very kindly. Please, please have your seats. My respected elders, respected brothers and sisters, young people, the future of Guyana, educators, our consultants, the contractors, all of you, the regional administration, our distinguished regional chairman, the REO, our mayor, and all those who serve every community and all of our society, our nurses, doctors, all of you, our firemen, women, our police officers, all of you, good morning, and put your hands together for yourselves. Today is an exciting day in the life of Guyana. Not in your life here in Region 9, but in the life of Guyana. And I will tell you why when you grow, Guyana grows. When you advance, Guyana advance. And you are the first people for a reason. That is why the People's Progressive Party Civic has always put you first, because you are the first people. We've invested equally in every Guyanese, but we understand that you are starting from a different starting point. That is why per capita we have been investing more and more in you. And I like to observe my environment. And if I'm to sum up today, there's a young man I'm going to ask to come here because I observe him. He did not even know I was looking at him. Where is that young fella? The student. Yes, come. So if I have to sum up today, I will say I have a new happy dance. Because when I was looking in the corner, I saw the new version of what is the happiest dance. Because this young man did it without music. And that sums up what we are celebrating today. So I want him to demonstrate to you today in his happy dance without music. Show them the dance. Let's try that. Okay, let us all get up and try that happy dance. Everybody, you have to follow him. Let's go. Show them. Come on. I got to see everybody into this happy dance. Show them one more time. And that sums up today the new Guyana happy dance without music. So my friends, first of all, Philippians 4:13 tells us, I can do all things through him who strengthened me. And all of what we have achieved together as government and people is because we know that with God on our side, we can do all things because it is he who strengthens us. And if we are to look into the future, Jeremiah 29:11 tells us, for I know the plans I have for you, declared the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give hope and a future that is good. Now, we're instructed here about plans not to harm you. And I want you to think carefully about our environment today. And those who would want to lead. And listen to Jeremiah 29:11. Would the plans or those persons harm our national interests? Will it harm our relationship with other countries? Will it harm our judicial system? Will it harm our natural resources? Don't take it from me. Ask yourself these questions. You know, I want to tell you something. When you stood alongside the People's Progressive Party and fought for 5 months for your vote to be respected, fought for your dignity to be respected in that vote. You remember that? And many of you know the long history of the People's Progressive Party. From the 40s, fought against colonization, fought for the freedom, fought against racism, fought against dictatorship, fought against every form of evil with the people on our side. Leadership that is tested, leadership that is strong, resilient, and value-based. Now hear me out. If you understand that your vote represents your dignity and your honor, and your vote represents your children's future, and your vote represents your community future, and your vote is the respect that you give for that future, then is there a price on that vote? Can that vote be bought? Can someone believe that they can walk around and hand out cash to people in exchange for that vote? What does it tell you about that person? It tells you that that person cares very little about your value, your dignity, and your honor. And they believe that your dignity and your honor is up for sale, it can be bought, that your children's future can be bought, and can be bought at a price. This one example can tell us about the type of individuals who want to present themselves as leaders. Hear me. I position to you that anyone who believes that they can buy your vote or give you some material possession to have your vote does not deserve your honor, your dignity, your pride, your aspiration, and the future of this country. So I want you to think carefully about this question. When someone out of nowhere comes to you suddenly and believe that they can just share something to you. You see, one of the things that irritate me the most is when people say, "You don't worry, man, with the Amerindian votes, who last go will get the vote." That is the insult that those persons always have for our indigenous people. We don't believe that. We believe that those who earn the votes in these indigenous communities of our Amerindian brothers and sisters are those who toil every single day in the interest of our brothers and sisters. Those who toil in the development of those communities. And you know, your all-weather friend, your all-weather friend has and always will be the People's Progressive Party. In the good times, in the bad times, every single time, it is the People's Progressive Party. We are not seasonal in our love. We are not seasonal in our values. We are not seasonal in our respect. We are not seasonal in the honor we place by you. We are your everyday. We are your every hour. We are your every second. We are your servants who you can trust. That is what the People's Progressive Party Civic represents. My friends, when we say we put you first, we have meaning to it. And I'll outline to you today how the investments we have made in education would have created opportunities for everyone. In 2019, we had 0 firemen or women who were Amerindians here at Lethem. Today, we have 22 of your own who are firemen and women. In 2019, we had less than 40 Amerindians in the police force. Yeah. Less than 40 Amerindians in the police force. Today, we have more than 370 already in the force, and we have another 67 in training. But that did not happen by accident. That happened because for the first time, under the People's Progressive Party Civic, you have a chance at secondary education. And because we have given you that chance at secondary education, we have given you a chance at every aspect of national life. And boy, are you taking it with glory and great satisfaction, and we are proud of you. And this morning, I want to welcome in front of us a sample of these men and women in uniform so you can see what you are giving back to our country. And I want you to stand and give them a huge round of applause, because these are the trailblazers. These are the ones who are setting the stage for the next generation to come. Let me hear those round of applause. I want to hear the roaring round of applause. These are the men and women you are producing today for our country because of the investment this government has made in you, and we are grateful and thankful for what you are doing for Guyana. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You can go now. Thank you. And as I told Regional Chairman, if you can recruit another 1,000 from Region 9 for fire, police, and the army, we are ready to take them now. And the story does not end there. The story does not end there. Today, 60% of all our nursing intake, 60% of all our nursing intake are Amerindian boys and girls. Because we invested in giving you the opportunity, and you're showing Guyana that once you have the opportunity, you can soar, you can rise, and you can be the best you can be. And that is what we're doing. Investing in you to be the best you can be. I want all our secondary students and the practical instruction center students and our nursing students and our nurses to stand for a moment. Please stand in your uniform. I want to see you. I want Guyana to see you. Please stand. And this is another sample. This is another sample. And I want us to get this image out. Okay, you can sit down. And I want all the folks in this room to stand for a moment. All the old comrades, well, you're all young, but the more experienced comrades, I want you to all to stand. Not you, Sidney. The comrades to the back. Stand from where you are. Once you're over 55, stand up. All right. Stay standing. Because I want to make this point, and I want you to get these faces. I want to make 2 points. The young people here, I want you to look at these faces. Some might be your grandparents, parents, uncle, aunts, your elders in the society. You see all of these people here? All of them could have been doctors, nurses, engineers, scientists. You know what is the difference between you and them? It's not that you are better or smarter than them. It is that they never had the opportunity you have today. So you don't look down upon them. They made enormous sacrifices so that you can have this opportunity today. And never take this opportunity you get for granted. Do not take it lightly. You can have your seats. But there's another story about all those who are 58 years old and standing today. Because there was a time in our country when the life expectancy was below 59 years old. You're expected to die by the time you get to 59. Even without getting to a pension, because of the state of our health care, the state of our infrastructure. Today, life expectancy, the women are outbeating the women, of course, because men are very irresponsible. Women is 72 years old, 73 years old. Men is about 70. You laughing? We beat ourselves up too much sometimes. So, I give those few examples to tell you about why the investment in you matters. And when persons come to your community without a clue of the cycle of development, without a clue of what it took to get us here, the hard work, the sacrifices, then it is an injustice to those who worked before. People believe that oil and gas is the answer for everything. Absolutely not. The answer is leadership. It's a vision. It's understanding how we translate money into wealth, into opportunity. How we develop human capital. How we invest in the future. What are the things that matters in investing in a strong future? How many new fire tenders we're commissioning today? Somebody may ask, why the government investing in 5 new fire tenders for LETEM here in Region 9? Well, 5 is just a start. I'm going to tell you why. Because what is ahead of Region 9 is nothing short of transformation at an incredible speed. What is planned for Region 9 would see a heavy influx of investors, investments, and capital. But just like we have the local content legislation for Guyana, we want to ensure that we are preparing the citizens and residents of Region 9 to be the prime beneficiary of the opportunities that are coming ahead for you. And that is why these investments are so important. Because we don't want you to be workers alone. We want you to be owners. We want you to be owners of the services we are talking about. And let me say this to you. I see the Imam here too. The Quran reminds us, with hardship come ease. We saw that in the 5 years. The hardship that people went through between 2015 to 2020, with that came leadership and ease to the people of our country. We are reminded that man will have nothing but what we strive for. What does that mean? Development is not accidental. Growth and advancement of our country and people is not accidental. It takes a strong team. The development of a country is not only about the president. It's about a team of people working tirelessly, working every day to make it happen. And I want to say that when you're examining where you're placing leadership, you also have to examine the team. Who are those persons that you're placing the leadership in? Whose hands? And I position to you today that the cabinet of the People's Progressive Party Civic since 2020 has done an incredibly remarkable job at serving the people. Many of you, when we came in 2019, you said you did not see any cabinet ministers for the last 5 years. Almost every day, a cabinet minister today is in a different community across this country. Priya herself, only weeks ago, was in this region, visiting many, many communities. Carl, the regional chairman, the mayor, our councillors, the vice chair, they spend their time in the communities talking to people. And I want to say, when you look at the quality of leadership, I always say that Region 9 health sector is a standout. But when you look at the services that are improving, you have to look at what is allowing this. And that is what is allowing it. The team of people working seamlessly together. I want to also say that long before 2015, the People's Progressive Party Civic emphasized the importance of TVET, technical and vocational education. As Priya said, these projects were there and left to be completed, but were abandoned in the last government. But today, we recognize that there is a need for faster and more qualitative upskilling. That is why we're investing in the construction of a technical college at Port Morant that will be the main incubator of skills in our country. But these facilities here, and we're building dormitory facilities there, will be input into that program. So we are going to ensure that not only will you be producing national assets, but you will also produce international assets. Because once you get the basic welding certification here, the basic machining certification, the basic certification as chefs, the basic certification in hospitality, we will then transfer you into the main hospitality institution and oil and gas institution so that your services will be further upgraded into world-class services. We need technical education to develop a competent workforce. And important in developing that technical education is to make it systemic in the secondary education program. And that is what the Ministry of Education is doing here. Not waiting until someone drop out or not waiting until someone get out of the system to go into technical institute, but identifying and harnessing that talent from a very early stage and giving that talent an opportunity to grow in an environment that they like and appreciate. Because not everyone wants to be academically there. Many people want technical qualification. Many people prefer the more practical approach to life. Practical instruction centers and technical education is not diminished education, you know. You see, we came up in a system in which we undervalued the importance of technical education. But technical education is a more practical orientation to what the country needs, what the world needs, and what the economy needs. By no way or means you're lesser if you're in technical education. For a matter of fact, technical education is the bedrock for entrepreneurship. So let me give you an example. A man coming out or a woman coming out with 5 subjects CXC can go for their dream job behind the desk in the bank as a teller and earn $140,000. Hear me. The same person comes out with 5 subjects CXC. They go for 8 weeks training with MacCorp as a heavy-duty operator, and they earn $400,000 per month. Whilst finishing their degree, finishing even a master's. So after 4 years, that person who used the foundation, did a technical training, would own their own home, maybe. They can save enough money to start their own business. And that is why, when you look around the world, you would see many technically oriented persons who broke through the barriers and became extremely successful in business, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Because once you're technically oriented, you are naturally innovative. You are naturally innovative. So the first reason that this investment is important from a purely educational perspective is this simple reason. Education should not be exclusively about book knowledge. Education should not be exclusively about book knowledge. The second reason for encouraging practical education is that early exposure cultivates career passion. When you're exposed to these different technical areas, it may ignite a passion in you that will help you to understand what you want to be in life. It develops a love for a technical area that you may not necessarily get only in theory and books. Give you my own example. My love for cooking and the kitchen came out of my classes in home economics. And I still remember my first assignment was the great mango, to make mango juice. But my greatest stress relief and greatest satisfaction is being in the kitchen cooking and doing something like that. If you want to see me relax, give me a pot, give me a kitchen. Now, Priya would have a difficulty in the kitchen, I can tell you that. Don't ever let her invite you to eat a stew or a curry. You might end up stewing and going out. So, the second reason, as I said, is about cultivating career. But importantly, it's about reducing dropout rates. You see, when a lot of people speak fancifully about how we're keeping people in school, this is to see a direct pathway to employment, making education more relevant and motivating. Without early exposure, students may leave school with no marketable skills, perpetuating cycles of unemployment. So this investment is not only about now, this investment is about that future, creating that stronger future. That is why we say, forward together for a better Guyana. The third reason is the broader economic benefit. The promotion of practical instruction centers like these aligns with the long-term needs for our economy. Our rapidly growing oil sector, agro-processing, construction, renewable energy, right here in this region. In the next 2 to 3 years, we will need 30 to 40 persons who specialize in renewable energy for the maintenance of the solar farms, the off-grid systems that we'll build in the villages, the maintenance of the hydro facility, linesmen and women to take care of the transmission. So we don't have to go and find people from out of the region. That is what is linked. Those opportunities are linked to what we'll be doing here. This investment allows us to lay the foundation so students can graduate with certified skills. Now, this is the third reason here. You can finish your CXC in this school now, but also come out with a skills certificate at the same time. So not necessarily persons who only want to go technical. Any society, any country that you use as a model globally are those countries that ensure every student came out with a technical skill or entrepreneurial skill. Those are two almost compulsory areas that you have to graduate with out of the system. You look at the Singapores of the world, the Malaysia of the world. It is this model of emphasis on technical education, and that is what is happening here today. At the same time, businesses gain the pipeline for job-ready youths with basic technical proficiencies. You know, if you can do things yourself in your home, you save money too. If your pipe is broken and you can do the plumbing in today's world, in Guyana, you save yourself $10,000 there. So technical and education is also lifelong education. Lifelong education. The fourth reason for this investment is its role in creating a pool of skilled labor and entrepreneurship. Guyana future depends not just on employees, but on job creators. When students receive practical training in secondary school, they can start small businesses. They develop problem-solving skills that academic-only education may not foster. So this technical education also helps us to develop innovators and problem-solving skills. All of this, and this investment is key in our overall strategy of upskilling our workforce, creating higher paying jobs and opportunities for the people of our country. Our vision is also predicated on a desire to reduce unemployment and underemployment. We want to reduce the school dropout rate, as I said. We want to ensure that our children have the best future ahead of them. Our vision is also founded on the need to secure a workforce that will enhance global competitiveness. With a Caribbean vocational qualification, Guyana aligns itself with CARICOM's regional standards, ensuring that its workforce can compete not just locally, but across the Caribbean and beyond. We are therefore taking this bold step of introducing practical instruction centers in our secondary schools to enable the next generation of Guyanese to be critical thinkers, innovators, and entrepreneurs. Important to this also is the empowerment of women and marginalized groups. Practical education supports government efforts to empower women and persons with disability by providing accessible skills-based training, fosters economic independence and social inclusion for women. And today, in that poem, in the poetry, you saw how many young girls were up here. There was a time in our world and in our country when we had this mistaken belief that technical education is not for women. But today, we have some of our finest engineers who are women, architects who are women, leaders of engineering firms. Today, we have Semco, who is the consultant here. The leader for that firm is a young lady, taking, of course, following the footsteps of her father. These are the things that will make us globally competitive. Now, I want to skip a few other things I wanted to say and go to the link this investment with what will take place in this region. First of all, this region is already transforming at a rapid pace. Mind you, I'm not speaking about LETEM here now. I'm speaking about this region. Because we are going to find every competitive advantage in every single village. And your government will co-invest with you to create economic opportunity in every one of these villages. So if there is a village that we can do cage crab farming, we're going to do it in large scale production with you and invest in the processing facility to harvest the crab meat so we can supply the hotels, the restaurants, and all over where we're importing from. And let me tell you, when we said we'll do the cage fish farming, many people, oh, don't worry, that's nonsense. Today, Kapui, almost $7 million every year they earn from their cage farm. And all the other villages. Region 6, where we did a swamp swim project, they're turning over $1.5 billion every year now. That is the size of that business. The prawns project, the Anvawak prawns project, they are now turning over almost $2 billion they will turn over by the end of next year, annually. We're going to co-invest with you in all of these villages, in the areas that you're strong. And yes, historically your problem was always market and transportation. We're going to invest in getting you the market and giving you the transportation. Let me tell you some of the things that we will do. Already, I have a technical team looking at cargo planes, cargo and passenger planes that will take produce out of here and Roraima to supply the rest of the Caribbean. So for that to happen, we have to build a regional municipal airport at Lethem. And in the next 5 years, we are building a regional municipal airport so you can fly here from Lethem on international flights. And we're going to create the infrastructure around this airport. Now, where are the workers for this airport going to come from? The AC technicians, the engineers, the flight operators. Hundreds of people we will need in the aviation sector. It is this technical grounding that would allow us to train you to take up those jobs. Region 9 will be connected to the rest of the Caribbean through this one investment alone. It will create thousands of jobs because we'll have to grow more, process more. It will bring in large-scale investment opportunities, all of which will create jobs. We're going to build out the industrial hub, not for stores and supermarkets and these things alone, but a true industrial hub where we're going to do processing, refining, where we're going to add value to the produce, juice plants, milk plants, and abattoir of international standards. Those are the things that will be there so that we will be producing beyond our borders, creating opportunities here in Region 9. We want to build out a commodities terminal that will be linked to the completion of the Linden-Lethem Road and a possible rail link to the deepwater port that we are right now completing the study on, building out that deepwater port in Brazil. That will bring opportunities for Roraima because northern Brazil will be critically connected with that infrastructure. These are the type of opportunities. If somebody would have told you in 2019 that we will see more people coming from Brazil for treatment at Lethem Hospital in 2025, you would say you're talking nonsense. What is this truth today? What is the truth today? In 2019, we didn't even say that we will do all of the bridges. We have completed all of the bridges. And let me tell you, we're having now a number of proposals for the Kurupukari Bridge, the high bridge there, so it will be a continuous drive all the way to Georgetown. We're going to be co-investing with you in the region for agro-processing facility. I want to see hundreds of young people maybe we'll take 1,000 acres of land and create shared houses, hydroponic system, so that we'll do smart agriculture and have you planting high-value crops that we will take to the processing table for external markets. We're going to co-invest to support small and medium-sized enterprises. Right now, we are looking at a proposal to establish a fuel and liquefied gas farm in Lethem that will supply northern Brazil. These are the type of big ideas that we're discussing now that will create tons of opportunity here in Lethem. And I have one advice for you. Do not sell your land. There are the land vultures that will come and they will try to buy you out. The value of your land is going to increase tremendously. Do not be tempted by short-sightedness and sell your land. We're going to support the creation of mega farms. And of course, we will co-invest to make Region 9 an important tourism hub and circuit. We'll give you incentive. Co-invest in the transportation. Co-invest to reduce the interest rate for lending for the tourism sector. That is why all of these training is so critically needed. Everything that I've mentioned to you here would require the output of this center that is being created, would require technical skills. We are building an integrated economy with northern Brazil, Region 9, the rest of Guyana, and the Caribbean. The next 5 years is about building out this economy for Region 9 economy that will be heavily integrated with northern Brazil, the rest of Guyana, and the CARICOM region. That is what we're talking about. We are not talking about only the grants, the increase in pensions, the increase in subvention, the increase in presidential grant, world-class health care, solar energy, more power. Because with the PPP, you can guarantee those things will come. You will get higher pensions, more grants for your school children, more transportation grant, more transportation in your villages, higher presidential grants. More of that will come automatically with the PPP. That is nothing new. So when they speak about these things as if it's something new or imaginative, that is a given in our equation. That will be done under the People's Progressive Party Civic. You don't need to have any critical thinking to do that. We have already done that. We're going to expand those programs. You'll get more textbooks. You'll get greater access to the internet. You'll get more school feeding program. You'll get extended kitchens in the school. You'll get better health clinics. You'll get 100% supply of your medical services. That is a given. It is these ideas, 10 ideas I outlined to you, that are going to drive the next phase of transformation for this region. And that is critically linked to these investments we are making now. This center, the secondary education, and all of that. So my friends, the future is yours. We are humbled at your love and your support to build this future with you. Young people who don't understand the past can easily be misguided. All of you here, have a duty to guide them. Because this future, like you see in Venezuela, this future that we are building requires all of us to be on the right track. All of us to support the right vision, right strategy, and right leadership. And I humbly position to you today that that right leadership is the People's Progressive Party. I urge you to be responsible. I urge you to respect your dignity and your honor, and not to be swayed by selfish acts of spoiled brat and others who believe that you are for sale, that you're insignificant and you can be easily bought. That is not the future or legacy you want to leave for yourself and your children. Together, we will build stronger. Together, we will grow faster. Together, with the People's Progressive Party Civic, we will lead the next 5 years of our development. Thank you very much. God bless all of you. God protect you. God guide you. And I ask all of you to always remember to spare a moment to be thankful and grateful to God, and then to be grateful to those who lead and serve. Always remember, thankfulness and gratefulness are important aspects of every religious text. If we are ungrateful and unthankful, we will never ever inherit the full bounty of our work. Thank you very much, and God bless all of you.
Thank you very much.
We can get impressed in any period and then come up.
Okay, guys, cut the ribbon.
Cut.
Ready?
Don't cut any knot. Cut to the side. Cut to the side of the knot.
Walk forward.
Housekeeping department.
Coming.
Come in.
All right. I think some of you guys have to go to your stations. So you go to your station.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the housekeeping department. My name is Talia Douglas, a student of the housekeeping CBQ program, and today I will be showing you around our training facility that prepares us to work in the hotel industry or any hospitality industry. So the first area is the bar area. This area, as you can see, my two colleagues are preparing mocktails. Not just mocktails, but milkshakes and kind of drink, since this is a bar area. And this helps us to learn drink preparation, bar etiquette, how to lay out our tools, and keep a clean surrounding. And also make tasty drinks. So they can give you a sample of drinks. That's the refrigerator they have strawberry milkshake. There is mocktail. What is this? The name of this mocktail? Virgin mocktail. There is fruit sticks. You can have one if you want.
And what you have in here? Sunny Delight and what else?
The ingredients.
Yeah, Sunny Delight is here. And what else?
They have.
Sure. Got it.
So to make it like non-alcohol friendly, we used orange juice. They're carbonated drink, or as I say, diamond water. There is also, I think that's about it.
Great
Oh,
job.
let's call it mint.
Okay, mint really. Okay. They all properly here.
This is the dining area. Here we learning the formal setting, like where you're having parties, like formal meetings and so on. As you see, we said we set it in a formal setting. This teaches us how to place cutlery and the glassware in such a way that if we're going to work in a hotel, we're not going to be as lost as anything.
Great.
So this is formal setting, as long as here.
Thank you.
We have the bedroom area here. There's the bed. We're
Carry or ready?
Come please.
Look, he's over here.
Welcome to the Here we have. Three main projects.
This way.
Y se nombraron más por otra,